The second question we like to end these interviews with, forget valuation, forget what they're trading at right now, just purely looking at the company's fundamentals. What's the best company you've ever come across?
First of all, I would say, I like clusters too, because clusters just tell you, wow, it's not just the company, there's something about the industry. And the first cluster I'll tell you, I think software in general has an unbelievable number of great businesses. So these are subscription businesses, very low churn, huge margins, very high return on capital, natural tailwinds. They lend themselves to winner take most, if not winner take all. They naturally have high growth. These are really fast growing monopolies. So just to narrow a few, let's go back home. I think Atlassian's got to be on that list, right? I think Adobe, GitLab, Okta, ServiceNow, Snowflake, all of these businesses are amazing. Evolution Gaming. These are all businesses that have naturally ridiculously powerful tailwinds into big total addressable markets with very, very high unit economics. However, I'll give you one company. And we own it, to be fully clear, because I believe industry structure, great company, and management team is the trifecta. And by the way, the names of the companies I listed before, I respect them all, great teams. But the one that's been most close to my heart is a company called TransDigm. And TransDigm is an aerospace company. So just quickly for your listeners, an aerospace company that focuses, it's 1/3 defense, the rest of it is aftermarket civil aerospace, of which 90%, 90, has no second sourced product.
Wow.
Right? This is a literal monopoly, right? And so for me, they chose a phenomenal industry, aerospace, natural tailwind, 5 to 6% tailwind every single year, 30 years. So the core business is insanely strong. That's a 35 to 40 year analog monopoly they own. It's life of the platform of the plane, right? Like you don't get technological disruption on that. Second is owner operators. Nick Howley is a close friend of the firm. He was the founder and chairman of it. They are best in class operators by a country mile. They run circles around their competitors. Capital allocation is breathtaking. These folks have put together an entity of almost 60 companies putting up almost 30% returns. One deal out of 60 maybe has gone a little bit off shape, but they've done 60 M&A transactions from private equity. And then, Nick, I just have to tell you, and again, this is resonant to the theme of today. When you find a leader like Nick Howley, please, please, please don't rent them. Marry them, right? You don't need many people like a Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett, and Nick Howley in your life. Matter of fact, if you're, it's like your friends. If you die with 5 great friends in your life, you've crushed it in life. Well, the same is true for your portfolio. If you find the super elites who've chosen a great business, highly ethical, incredibly capable, hungry as hell, and they're aligned with you, just really find a way to anchor deep into them. And Nick, by the way, coming back to the straights and turns, it went down 65% aftermarket demand in COVID. Like the whole world stopped. Planes stopped flying. These guys, you see them in action. It was like the Matrix. They were like, the bullets were flying. They knew exactly what they were doing. And like when you see people under pressure performing at that level, I mean, you just got to stop and pay homage to that. It's just like, wow, this is a company that generated almost $1 billion of free cash flow during the worst aerospace crisis in the history. It's like, this was incredible. And this business did 40% EBITDA margins when the planes stopped flying. I mean, it's like, you got to go, this is almost a misprint. How is that even possible? That's what best in class leadership does.